Yes, MVP races, man. So far this year, man, obviously that man from
You're a
Akron,
Lakers fan.
Ohio, is on the
That's
top of
why.
my list
That's the
because
only reason why.
he's
Because
changed.
you're a Lakers fan.
I've been a Lakers fan. You know this. You know this. But in these past years, though, I have not been a huge LeBron James fan until he came to my Lakers and changed the whole layout of who they are. You can't tell me he has not. They're winning games. There's and to add on that, the Western Conference is compromised this year. It's compromised, so they can definitely get to the Western Conference
Wait,
Finals with LeBron James on their side. So there's
wait,
no
how's it
denying that.
compromised? Honest question.
First of all, Portland,
Trash.
they're they got smacked. They got smacked by 40 by Dallas. I don't want to hear nothing about that. The Rockets' defense is completely trash. They need defensive players. I'm sorry. And then who else is in the West? Who else is in the West? The Spurs are looking pretty bad as also, and it's just compromise. I mean,
Okay.
they have a chance. They have a chance. But in my second, my second is Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's been spectacular this year, man. And I feel like it can be his year if he keeps doing what he's doing. Winning games is also in, dominating the game. And then my third would be this tough one. I would say
Okay.
Kawhi Leonard. So how you feel about that, guys? And what's yours too?
My number one, I got to go with the Greek Freak. He is doing
Greek Freak.
things that I haven't seen too many players do. Like, you're 7 foot, most athletic person on the court 9 times out of 10, and without a jump shot, he is still able to do whatever he wants. Um, the whole team is benefiting as much as the team is benefiting from Giannis being Giannis. Giannis is benefiting from his team being his team. This is the first year that I've seen where every position when Giannis is on the court is a threat from the three. When you got Middleton cooking, even if you don't got Middleton cooking, he's still that much of a threat. Brook Lopez is playing, as far as I'm concerned, the best basketball he's played since he got out of Brooklyn. And then you got guys like Tony Snell, who does nothing besides 3-and-D. They just got rid of Deladova, but he was another 3-and-D guy. And then you got 2015's Rookie of the Year, Malcolm Brogdon, who's not going to lock anybody up, but he's going to give it all he got, and he can space the floor. That opens up so much for Giannis to just run through the lane and just dunk on people. Like, I was watching, not High Noon, The Jump this week, and they say he is on pace to have the most dunks of anybody in the history of the NBA. And it's not like it's by a small margin. He's supposed to have like 367. The record is like 260 something. Like, he's going to obliterate it. And the way he is doing that, I know y'all had to see what he did to Blake.
Just recently?
Calvin,
Yeah. I seen that.
You look like you didn't see it.
Disgusting.
I don't even. It's like I'm trying to think because it's like I'll see highlights and I'll look at them. I might just go on. So I probably saw it and didn't pay it much attention.
I believe it was on
Disgusting.
the left post, short corner. He caught the ball.
Hmm.
He thought about facing up, but he was like, "Nah, I'm gonna back you down." I kid you not. He was about 16 feet out, and we all know how long Giannis is. 2 dribbles. One
Oh yeah.
was kind of like the check to see if Blake Griffin was there. Blake Griffin tried to hold his ground. The second one, he hit him so hard, he flew under the rim, and not like a fall back. Like, he stumbled back, and then he tried to put his little T-Rex arms up in the air to do something against Giannis, but he was already under the rim. Giannis he extended and just tore the rim down while Blake Griffin was under it. And I'm watching, like, I was looking at it like there's literally nothing Blake Griffin or anybody else could have did. Nobody jumps fast enough to try to block it. And his arms are so long. Even if you had the bounce to do it, you probably don't have the arms to get up there to actually stop him. And it's weird we don't talk about this enough. Giannis doesn't really have to jump to dunk. Like off that play, he didn't
doesn't,
jump
really,
high.
literally.
Like his hip didn't even get to Blake Griffin's shoulder. Like he barely jumped and just obliterated him. And he's doing everything for the team. He's an assist guy. He's a rebound guy. I think he's averaging like, Calvin, you might want to fact check me on this. I think he's averaging like 26 and 12. And he plays every single position. I don't know.
6 assists.
All right. You want his numbers? Yeah. All right, so he's currently averaging 26.8 points, 1.3 blocks, 1.5 steals, 6 assists, 13 rebounds. He's shooting 57%. He can't hit a 3 to save his life.
Look, I don't need him to hit a 3. That's my MVP at the moment. And then number 2, I have to go with Kawhi Leonard. Just because you can... I know it's early, and the Raptors, for the past 2 or 3 years, they have been, if not solid, amazing in the regular season, winning 50-plus games, having crazy defense, doing what they need to do to get W's. But there is something different about them with Kawhi Leonard. When you watch the game, it's very Spursian. Like, do you remember watching the Spurs and being like, this game is good to watch, but you're bored just because nobody's showing any type of emotion? That's exactly what you're getting out of Kawhi Leonard. And when you're watching him, you're like, wow. How do you do the things that you do without smiling or acknowledging that you just did anything? I watched him play. They were on TV this week against the 76ers. And I think it was either Jimmy Butler or Ben Simmons. They got an offensive rebound. They punked fake through one person, and they went up for a shot. And out of nowhere, Kawhi Leonard wasn't even in the frame of the camera. He came out of nowhere. He watched and made sure the person was jumping, and he just sent it into like the third row of the stands. And I'm just like, I don't know about you. I'm beating my chest. I'm beating my chest like, yeah, what's good? And they do the pan on his face. He turns around. It looks like somebody just told him, I hit your kitten. Just somber, just word. How many quarters we got left? I'm like, dude, you already got like 22 points, man. Smile. You're winning. Like, come on, dude. You in Toronto. I know it's freezing, but you're winning right now, bro. And then
got the best record on the NBA.
My third place guy, I really don't want to do this. It's LeBron.
Do it.
Because it's LeBron. Like, it's year 16, still putting up 25 plus, almost averaging a double-double, still the assist guy. Defense is a little, he's playing
shaky.
defense like he's in year 16. I'll give him that all day. But LeBron is still doing LeBron things. His jump shot looks like it's pretty smooth. I don't know the numbers, but he's a step slower, but his step slower is still faster than everybody else, and which is ridiculous for anybody in year 16. And Calvin, I'm gonna let you do your list because I have a question about some people's MVP favorite, but I'm not gonna.
Okay. I guess my MVP, if I was just picking, would be Giannis, obviously. AD. I guess you kind of have to go with Kawhi the way they're playing right now. So Yeah.
You're not gonna back up your boys?
Yeah. Why AD? Yeah, why AD? Why you throwing AD out there? Record is like 12-13 or something like that. So I mean, why? Why AD?
Look, if AD disappears tomorrow, that team is probably if that's where they're at right now. If AD disappears tomorrow, they're probably the worst team in the league. Like at some point, I feel like with MVP, and granted, it's not what happens. You tend to reward the best player on the best team or some equivalent thereof. But it's worth acknowledging when someone has an outsized impact like that, where you're the only reason they're even looking at the playoffs. Granted, granted their record being what it is, he probably wouldn't win it. But it's worth having him in the conversation.
So, my bad, Calvin. Were you about to say something?
No, this is just this thing that I pulled up. Basically they're trying to predict based on other MVP results who's most likely to win. So currently in order, it's Giannis, Durant, Kawhi, Davis, LeBron, Embiid, Jokic, Lowry, Lillard, and Paul George.
Okay. Yeah.
No, that's not
But
bad.
it's also worth noting Giannis they currently think he's got a 31% chance of winning, which is roughly twice that of anybody else.
Okay. I like that.
How about Kevin Durant? What was Kevin Durant's percentage?
He's got about, if we go off with their stuff, about a 15% chance. And he's surprisingly not shooting the three
crazy.
all that well to this point.
He's not. I mean, it's going to get better.
It should. That's what he does. But
Yeah.
I saw that
Yeah.
was kind of surprising to me.
What percentage is he shooting?
He's shooting 33%.
Right.
Like, it's okay if you're not supposed to be a shooter. It's okay. It's not. Durant should be shooting better.
I think a lot of what that
he'll
is
figure it out.
because Steph Curry was out for 10 games, so he kind of just had to be. I'm gonna go ahead and put these points up. Y'all leave me alone because everybody else on this team, especially you, Draymond, sucks. But I'll just be Bessie at this point.
I mean, Jeremiah was barely there either.
I also keep hearing people say that Steph Curry should be in the conversation for some point. Maybe there's a recency bias here.
Yeah.
But you missed 10 games. No.
I mean, if he finishes out the
I agree.
season strong, I can see it.
True, but they're saying like he should be back in the conversation right now. I'm like,
That's not.
But didn't Stephen Curry just drop 40 though the other
that's
day?
nice.
Coming
but you
back.
also missed 10 games. Like your resume is shorter than everybody else's to this point. And just because you had 3-4 good games coming back from your hiatus, we're supposed to be like, you know what? You're just as good as what everybody else just did. Like, no, I'm not doing that. I
That's
100%
not, that's
get
not fair.
that I think he's still leading the league some way, somehow. I think he's still leading the league in 3-pointers at this point, which is ridiculous.
All right, so the numbers. Since he's been back, he's played about 16 games. This probably isn't updated as of today or whatever necessarily. But through 16 games, he's averaging 29.6 points, 5-point assists, 5 rebounds. He's shooting 93% from free throw, shooting 51% from the field, and 50% from
I
deep.
hate Steph Curry so much.
Oh my gosh.
I hate Steph
Oh
so
my goodness.
much.
50% from the 3
Yes.
line? How many 3-pointers have he
He's
shot
averaging 10 a
so
game.
far?
Well, 10 and a half a
Oh
game.
my goodness.
Stop talking to me. I don't.
I can see why now. I can definitely see why now. If you're shooting 50-50, bro.
Bruh.
You shooting 50% from the
Bruh,
field
I
in the
think
3-point line?
I
That's
think he's already
ridiculous.
no, I don't think he's done this in his career. But if the season ended right now, and I think he might have, I don't know if he's reached the field goal totals that you're supposed to have to be qualified for the 90-50-50 club. But I think he could be that person. And is the non-Steph Curry fan in me wants that not to happen. Go ahead and get your 90-50 season again like you do every other year. But those are ridiculous numbers. But I just need you to make this fair. Bro, this is literally like going to a job interview. And you've been good at your job. You've been out of college for 5 years. You've been getting results for that company. You have. And then the guy who just got out of college, who just happened to run his own business during college, who made millions of dollars by himself, gets the job over you. It's like, bro, you don't have any experience. It's like, you're right. But I'm better than you, so shut up. And that's literally what Steph Curry looks like. And it's scary to me that you can be this good. And I'm not going to lie, as a non-Steph Curry fan, that doesn't mean I do not like him. But I missed him so much while he was gone for them 10 games. If you noticed, the NBA seemed so boring while he was gone. Am I the only one who noticed that? Like, nobody was doing anything exciting. All of the teams were middling. Like, I was just like, can we have a juggernaut back just so I can be like, wow, this is amazing. I don't like them at all. But this is so much better than what the rest of you people are doing. Please step it up. I don't even want to talk about this no more. My head hurt.
But when he first got to the point he was playing like he does now, I would say, and this is like mostly a joke, the man sold his soul so he could just shoot threes from anywhere.
Bro, I think you might be right. Think about it.
I love that analogy. He got
in a car accident and was smiling. He got out the car smiling. Bro, you don't do that. You don't do that if you're a normal human. Steph Curry's no longer normal, bruh. We gotta...
He's a 3-point god.
Is Steph Curry Jesus? Am I going too far?
Would this be his resurrection?
Bruh, just imagine that. He retired? That's how he tells everybody? How old is Steph?
30.
He's probably like 20.
He 30?
30? He just turned 30? Okay.
2 years.
Yeah.
See.
Wow.
Jesus was 32. You gonna see?
I mean, his shooting's probably not going anywhere, being real. I mean,
yeah.
Like, even if he can't get into the lane like that no more, like, shooting is more of a skill. The athleticism doesn't need to be there that badly. Certainly compared.
That is a scary thought,
true.
Bro. Imagine 5 years from now, we're looking at the next crop of the NBA stars. Steph Curry is still cooking them boys from half court, just chucking. And I'm like, oh my goodness, why are we doing this? We have kids that are looking up like, Steph Curry's the greatest. I'm like, stop saying that. It's not true. You don't remember LeBron. LeBron did everything. You don't remember Kevin Durant? He was 7 foot. He was a 2 guard. Think about that. Come on, man. Michael Jordan, the GOAT. I didn't watch him because I'm only 27, but I remember his shoes. He was amazing. Look at his resume. I promise you, he just shoots. I can do that. Really, you do it.
I can't do it as well as him.
Look.
I'm retired.
You used to be my hero, but now Steph Curry is. Oh, then I gotta throw the baby out with the bathwater, and I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready for that.
You gotta put him up for adoption.
I'm not
now.
even putting you up for adoption. I'm not even gonna have the decency to put you in a basket to put you on somebody else's doorstep. Just get out. Don't even use the big door. Use the doggy door.